Got the water truck up ahead of me, just pulling out of Winkler on the way to the Ecusta bales.
Wind right now.
Yeah, I'm sure if the wind would change direction, that would be the biggest help for him.
Yeah. Right now they've got a mild breeze out of the north. In fact, even the balers themselves over there, all around the balers, everything's on fire.
Yeah. The water sure isn't helping much.
So it'll almost be worth going home here as soon as Johnny's done. Stand this heat. See, that makes a difference. Extra 5 feet away.
Yeah, I just got to turn my back so my back will get a little warmer.
I was on that side at first.
Oh yeah, dude.
think they've almost given up on this
I think so.
bunch of bales.
That's fruiting at the other end.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the intensifier of those right there.
I know.
Here. No, you can't see them.
Yes,
Look at those.
I know.
Let's go for a little walk.
Is the stack just igniting now?
Seen a guy?
There was some people here I was talking to, they said they had seen him. That's going to be dangerous for the guys close there. I'm surprised they haven't even blocked the road off yet. this one's sure igniting pretty quick.
Hello.
I'm like, look, you see the thing? He goes, Northern Lights? I'm like, never mind, see you later.
You don't see it from there though.
Oh, you have to. It's not loud and clear, and that was a thing. Yeah.
Okay, well, if they on this point for about fire, if it's raining, I'll just look at the maps here. That's all pretty huge. The entire flag factor is on fire. Yeah, you know that big flag plant that's outside town there? Oh, fire is not on. I think you should wake her up. What? That's pretty big. Well, it's... Hey, damn you, Jason! Keep filming. I know that one. Come on, Nick. Next time.
The time is now 2:20. Time is now 2:25, and the last stack of flax straw is on fire, and we had to move to the west end of the hydro wires because he said the wires were still live and the fire was getting too close to the hydro poles. So big Mr. Bill Berg boot out of center there. Here's the fire once more from Blumenfeld.
You bet. Unbelievable. How high do you think that thing going?
Hey, that's the thing to have. Look at that.
Is that unbelievable? How high do you think that thing is?
Oh, that's usually 150, 200 feet.
Yeah. Now let's go into the other side, pal. Now look at that. Holy smoke.
Just glad I don't have to drive around those fast.
That flame is shooting probably 150 feet into the air at times. Looks fake. Hard to believe.
Winkler. One man has been killed, 2 others injured in what's described as a fire funnel, a deadly swirl of flame. The CBC's David Common was the first television reporter on the scene this morning and begins our coverage tonight.
It took only a few hours for fire to spread through 90,000 bales of flax straw. The fire's strength is clear, destroying Ecusta's land and causing this. Heat from the fire was so intense it created a fire funnel, a phenomenon that occurs when the heat of a large fire collides with cool air. The force was strong enough to pick up a company truck containing 3 employees. One man was sucked out and the other 2 occupants were slammed into the ground. A witness who shot this home video captured similar fire funnels on his camera early this morning. The victim, 63-year-old Irv Harder, later died in hospital. And the RCMP see this fire as very suspicious.
It started in one corner of this about a quarter section field and then started in another corner simultaneously. Needless to say, that leads us to suspect that arson is involved in this fire.
Manitoba's fire commissioner dispatched an investigator early this morning.
So he's got some good information and he's just confirming that.
Fire departments from Winkler, Morden and Altona were called in but had little effect. So the Ministry of Natural Resources sent in 3 water bombers normally used for fighting forest fires. From the air, the magnitude of this fire is apparent. The entire lot almost completely destroyed. At its peak, smoke from the fire could be seen from 30 kilometers away. Flax straw is normally brought here to dry before being processed into particle board for home construction. Today's fire caused $2 million in damage. Firefighters believe it will probably be a few days before this whole thing is under control. David Common, CBC News, just outside Winkler.
The man who died, Irv Harder, worked at that straw plant. So did the 2 others injured, a man and a woman who were in the pickup with him. As Joni Nicolo reports, the community has been devastated by the news.
Some people awoke to it in the middle of the night. Others, like Wayne Rempel, were called to help haul water. In between trips, he grabbed his video camera. This is what he saw.
I've seen a tornado before, and in some ways they were exactly like a tornado. I didn't, though, from a distance, I had no idea that they were had that kind of power that later it proved that they did have.
The power to burn out of control hour after hour. The power to throw a vehicle with 3 people inside, killing one of them, the 63-year-old mill manager.
Sick.
You can't put it in words. It's
No.
like...
My stomach was, dude.
We've both got a lot of years in with the company, and this is just... you can't describe it. It's
30 plus reporting to him, employees, and it'll be missed. Yeah.
The whole community is talking about the loss and the fire that police believe is an arson.
Oh, there's been little things, but something as severe as this. So it's kind of a shocker to the whole community, I think.
It's pretty shocking in a small community to think someone could do that and have someone die because of it.
Material, you know.
To hell with the bail.
Yeah. But
can't believe we lost an employee.
The plant manager says when a life's been lost, it's hard to think about anything else. He says the company hasn't decided what it will do next. Joni Nicolo, CBC News, near Winkler.
Thousands of flax
killed a 63-year-old Winkler man today. 2 other workers at that plant were also injured, and a nearby highway had to be shut down. The fire was so intense, when it mixed with the cool overnight air, funnel clouds of flames formed. Water bombers and fire departments from nearby towns raced to the scene just east of Winkler. But as Global's Kanina Holmes shows you, it was an all-day battle to bring the blaze under control.
This blaze was so big and the smoke so thick that even satellites picked it up. To give you an idea of how powerful this blaze was, it created funnel fires, basically small tornadoes from the wind and the heat. The force was so strong that a pickup truck was thrown 50 meters into a field.
The fire was just so unbelievable. It was just amazing, the power of this thing, and how little control people seem to have because of this thing.
The vortex sucked the driver right out of the cab. The 63-year-old plant worker died from severe heat trauma. 2 other employees in the truck were also hurt. For the people sorting through this mess, this tragedy adds another twist.
It changes it from a significant arson investigation to a homicide investigation.
There couldn't be a more explosive combination. 90,000 bales of tinder dry flax and some kind of a spark to ignite them. These bales were sitting outside a factory that makes fiber for cigarette paper. With this kind of fuel, firefighters pulled out all the stops.
Part of the tactics was to treat it somewhat like a forest fire, and the water bombers were used because there was no way to get to the middle of this area to calm it down and cool it down.
There's $2 million of damage in these ashes. Company officials were still in shock as they took stock.
You can't describe it. It's
This fire is considered to be under control, but several hours after it began, the air is still full of smoke and ashes. The ground in this area will continue to smolder for several more days, and in the meantime, police and the people who work at this company will be trying to find out who set this fire and why. Kanina Holmes, Global News, Winkler, Manitoba.
An Ecusta spokesperson says there has been suspicious fires at that facility in the past. A number of blazes have broken out at the plant in the last year, but none of them have been as devastating as today's fire. The most recent fire took place over Halloween. Police were called in to investigate, but no suspects were ever arrested. As a result of today's apparent arson attack, Ecusta is now installing a 24-hour security guard at the location and as well as its sister outlet near Elm Creek.
Funnel. Police say more charges are pending.
We've had several people from several detachments working on it quite extensively, very, very long hours, and they've been working hard to bring this to fruition.
Irvin Harder was laid to rest yesterday. The 3 other men charged will appear in provincial court tomorrow morning in Portage-la-Prairie. Manitoba.
They had no idea of the amount of hurt they were about to unleash with that one little match or whatever it was they used to light the fire.
The Harder family requested to be left alone today to quietly mourn the passing of Irvin Harder. But they did express their appreciation to the RCMP and all their hard work and effort in this investigation. As far as the accused are concerned, the family hopes that what should happen does happen and justice prevails. In Winkler, Eleanor Koopsamy, CKY5 News.
The theft happened at a gas station in Morden, Manitoba, about an hour before the fire broke out at Ecusta Fibres. Police say they spotted the suspect vehicle driving slowly past the fire shortly after it broke out. 21-year-old Johann Peters, his 20-year-old brother Jacob, 20-year-old Tobias Clausen, and 28-year-old Heinrich Gertzen are all charged with manslaughter. They could face additional charges in the case. 63-year-old Irv Harder, who was a manager at the plant, died after the truck he was in was picked up by a fire funnel and thrown.
1,000 bales of flax straw stored at the Ecusta Fibres plant. One employee lost his life in the fire. 20-year-old Jacob Peters was supposed to appear today in Winnipeg, but he was remanded until tomorrow when he'll appear in Portage with his brother Johann Peters. Also in court will be Tobias Clausen and Heinrich Gertzen. All 4 men have been charged with manslaughter. RCMP say they expect to lay more charges.
Will appear in a Portage-la-Prairie court tomorrow along with the 3 other suspects. They are 20-year-old Tobias Clausen, 28-year-old Heinrich Gertzen, and 21-year-old Johann Peters. All 4 men are facing manslaughter charges after last Wednesday's bale fire killed 63-year-old Irvin Harder. The fire caused an estimated $2 million in damage.
63-year-old Irvin Harder died in the fire, and now 4 men from the area face charges of manslaughter. CKY5's Jill McIshon was in court in Portage-la-Prairie today.
What's the plan, guys?
Hiding their faces from the cameras, the 4 men accused in the Winkler arson were escorted from a Portage courtroom and transported to the remand center in Winnipeg. The men have been charged with manslaughter following last week's fire at Ecusta Fibres in Winkler.
That flame is shooting probably
feet to your class.
The fire created a 50-meter wide fire tornado known as a fire funnel. The funnel picked up a truck and tossed it into the air. The driver, 63-year-old Irvin Harder of Winkler, died from his injuries.
Get a haircut and a real job. Type of deal.
20-year-old Tobias Klassen, 20-year-old Jacob Peters, and his brother, 21-year-old Johann Peters, were all denied bail.
It's to be expected. This is a very high-profile case.
Mark Wasilou is defending Klassen. He says the Crown may have a tough time getting a conviction on the manslaughter charge.
You have to know, or ought to know, that what you're doing is actually going to hurt somebody or kill them. And there's, this stage is too early to comment on whether there's enough evidence of that, but that clearly will be an issue at the trial.
The fourth and final suspect, Heinrich Gertzen's court date has been set for May 2nd, when he will appear in a Morden courtroom with the 3 other co-accused. In Portage La Prairie, Joe Makashon, CKY 5 News.
Bail, and police revealed more details about how they believe the fire started. Police told the court the men were driving near the Ecusta Fibre's plant, smoking marijuana in the early morning hours last Wednesday. They allege one of the men got out of the truck and deliberately set a hay bale on fire. The fire spread quickly, creating a fire funnel, a tornado of flame. A truck driven by 3 mill employees was picked up and thrown. 62-year-old Irv Harder was killed when the funnel pulled him from the truck. 2 other people were also injured. All 4 men accused have been charged with manslaughter, but defense lawyer Mark Wasilou says a charge of arson would have been more appropriate.
In order for somebody to be convicted of a manslaughter in a set of circumstances like this, they have to prove that when they, if they committed this arson, that they knew or ought to have known that it was going to hurt somebody or cause harm to somebody. And we right now don't know that. We don't have all the facts from the police yet, but I can say that that will definitely be an issue at trial.
And no trial date has yet been set.